This conference will now be recorded.
So, have you done the revision of all the remaining things? Anything left over? Any doubts from the previous one? Risk analysis, role maintenance, emergency access.
So can you
Any
show
doubts
me
from
once again this mitigation process
mitigation? Sure.
uh, after
So,
risk analysis?
okay. So, just going further, user level risk analysis. And what is your RFC connection?
I have not created in this system.
Okay, you have not
You use
created.
the Srikant user ID, RFC.
Srikanth. RFC Srikanth. Okay, right. And so you have not done execution in this system.
No, sir. Every time I am getting some issues this server, so I have purchased the outside server.
Okay, fine. I guess this is fine. Okay. So how much is costed and how is the server?
That is first, sir.
Okay. So what is the cost?
1,000 rupees per month.
Okay. Right. So can I know who is that server provider?
Uh, Murali Mohan.
Morally Mohan. He is from Bangalore.
I think no, sir. He's from Delhi, I think.
Okay.
Murali Mohan.
Okay. Right. So just after completion of this session, can you just share me the server details once? I would like to once check it.
Okay.
So yeah, it will be helpful for other batch people. I would just, if in case this server is not working, I would like to take some other people. That's the reason.
Okay, sir. No issue.
Yeah, yeah. Just a minute. I don't have any idea in this one. So what are the users? What are all the things? I have to once search.
Should
Everyone
read it.
have, yeah, everyone has done the risk analysis very fastly. Yeah, just a second. Or else, yes, this should be fine. Yeah. Just want to search for multiple things. So I'm not sure which one is saying fully configured, which one is not done it. So it's okay. So let us once do the synchronization and come back here. So let's put it very just randomly select something that name one execute. Okay, roll everything is all the right. We should see. So you did not figure out where the mitigation option is there or the mitigation
No, no,
setting you are asking.
I'm asking this after performing access
After
risk
risk
analysis,
analysis.
we have to
So firstly,
click on that mitigate task, mitigate
so you
something
did
mitigate
not get
incident.
the, yeah.
Hmm.
So
After that one, I have
firstly,
what I have to do.
okay, right, you did not, okay, once let me check. So firstly, have you created a mitigation user ID,
Yes,
mitigation
yes,
ID?
yes.
And have
Mm,
you updated the mitigation ID here in the
yes,
mitigation
mitigation
controls?
control. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, here you have done the right. So
Yes.
let me once show you. So once the synchronization is done, we will perform that activity. In the meantime, so let us do the synchronization at the end of the class. Once just remind me, I will show it. Now let us
Okay.
see about the access management. So let me just give a small introduction. The access management, that is providing access to the user, is if at all you do all the prior settings like post installation steps, RFC settings, all the RFC connections and activations. If you do correctly, this providing access through GRC is very much easier and simple than SU01. It is so simple than SU01. So let us raise a request number, a request we are going to raise. That is, firstly go for the access request. In NWBC, go for the access management, go for the access request option. So in the access request, you can go for the create a new account. So use the proper logical. New account means for others only. You cannot create your own user, right? So it is not possible. So all these options like change means you can use for self account in that way. So give some random user ID which you want to create. So I am creating something like Yogesh 99 is the user ID, and all the remaining things are just optional things. If you require, you can use it. If you don't require, just leave it and give the description. This is also a mandatory thing. User created for testing purpose. So after giving these things, go for the add option. You are going to get two pop-ups here. Just a second. Hello. Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
So yeah. So here, firstly, in the add option, you are going to get two pop-ups. One is role, other one is the system. So it's a mandatory thing to select the system first. So system means the
That,
RFC connection. So in which RFC you want to create. So for suppose this is for ECC, this is for ABAP, this is for CRM, this is for HR. In this way, whatever system you require, you can just select that system. Directly, the user will be created in that system. After that, go for the add option. Later, you should be adding the roles. So in GRC, this is one of the biggest advantage where you can even select the roles before creating the user. So have we created the user yet? Not at all. Even single step also we have not done. But still, we can just select the role. So just select the role, single role or multiple roles. You can just scroll down or use the filters here. Whatever in which system RFC you want, you can just select them. So whatever roles are there, everything you can display in this way, and just select them and go to the add option. So whatever roles are added in the bottom, they are selected. So in this way. So provisioning status, it is not in process, it is saying. So provisioning previously we have seen in SPRO and I have said that we can see it later. So what exactly is the provisioning concept? So provisioning is a very simple thing where it is going to perform some automatic activities mostly. So what is the automatic actions we are having? Just go for access control user provisioning. Here you are having something called as the maintain provisioning settings. So here you can see these are already existing systems. I am going to add a new system. So firstly, before coming here, just go back and read the note. You will understand. So what it is saying is the user provisioning feature collects the approvals and then provisioning user access to the target system. Meaning here is when all the approvals are given, automatically the user will be created in the backend system. There is no need of doing anything manual activity. For suppose we are creating a role, we are creating a user. For every activity, we require either role owner approval or the access owner approval. Technically speaking, both are same. So if the rollover once give the approvals, automatically in the backend system, target system is nothing but your RFC target system. In our language, it's the backend system. In the backend system, the user will be automatically created. So see here, by default, user provisioning is done automatically by the application. So no need of performing any additional activities. By default itself, everything in the provisioning are in active position. So here you can see auto provisioning can be done in two things. One is for the HR system. So when you use SAP HR and assign security roles directly to the user. And second one is when you do not use the HR system, that is the indirect provisioning. That is if you are, so one is for using the SAP HR system and other one is for using non-HR, non-SAP systems. So these are not technically only for the HR, we can use for any system. So he see here, we are what are the actions we are having? Auto provisioning at the end of the request. This is the default value. You no need to give this value for anyone. It is auto. This value is automatically selected for every target connector. Meaning here is at the end of the request. Whenever a owner gives the approval, automatically user will be created. Second one is auto provisioning at the end of each part. So in the MSMP, we are going to have multiple parts we have seen. So once I move to MSMP, I will once show you the parts. So no provisioning means the user, the activity, the automation which we are having here is we are just controlling here. We are not allowing the automation here. And next option is manual provisioning without auto password generation. So here is also the same thing. So the without generating so without the password getting the auto generation option and manual provisioning is nothing but the regular task which we have to perform. Again here see maintaining system provisioning configuration. So this configuration is restricted only for this GRC system only. Whatever you take, it's a development system, quality system. Only for this it is restricted. And the second one is the global provisioning combination. So which is going to be taken automatically for every RFC connection, whatever you take. So see here, provisioning type, direct, indirect, combined. Direct means it will automatically create it. Indirectly means we have to perform completely manually. Combined means so the password will be generated manually and the password will be sent. That's the combination we are having. And provisioning options we are having. So all these options you will be getting whatever we discuss. And create the user if it does not exist. So is the user created if does not exist or overwriting allowed? Account validation, role assignment, everything. So before creating the role, what are the options you want to give? You can give. So password expiry, this is the default. So when the initial password is created, so how many days the generated password or the initial password is valid. So all these things you are going to provide here itself. Okay. So this is all about the provisioning. Now coming back to 6. So here you have created, you have given the system details and role details. After that, go for the user details and give the field called first name, last name. That is exactly the full name. Something like test Yogesh, and the mandatory field here is the manager name. Manager is nothing but whoever is your access approval, you have to provide them. So previously, I think we have created Krishna Evo as the access owner. Give those details. So after giving these things, comes down, and email ID is also a mandatory field. So Yogesh at the rate of gmail.com. Just a dummy email ID I'm giving because we don't have the details. And submit the form. So, so see here there is a comments are mandatory. So someone has activated a comment session as a mandatory thing, which we can control, but it's okay. We can add a comment. So something like ECC system. For everything, you have to add some comment here. ECC role 01, something test role, anything, just a random, you have to add the comment. Why you are assigning this role to this user? Why you are creating this user ID in this RFC connection? All the things you are giving. So once again, give this thing, they are arrived. So Yogesh, last name something like GRC, and go and give the manager name, whoever is your access owner, give the details, and after providing access owner, provide the email ID. So yogesh at the rate gmail.com. Okay. So after providing all the details, just submit the form. So anything you're asking, Yogesh?
User type.
Yeah, those are not a mandatory things. If at all you want to give, you can give. What is the default user type we are having? In the user types, what is the default user type we are having?
Mm,
So
Dialogue.
yes, exactly. Good. So dialog user is called as the default user ID. If you want to change it, you can give it. Remaining things are not the mandatory. So just submit this one. It is saying that so this pop-up has come due to the provisioning. It have already checked in the backend system that this user ID does not even exist. And go for OK. And this is the most important part for us. The request number must be raised. So request number is 48. So why the request number is that important for us? So in entire access control, the request number plays the important role. How can we search the request number? So go for access management, go for the search request. So go for the search option. In the access request workflow, I am searching. So this is the one which we are having, and go for the audit log. So what it is saying here, so just a second. So this is the user ID that was created in the backend system. So these are the roles that has been created. So after performing all these things, so it is saying that request part who have to give approval Krishna underscore AO should give the approval. Just log in with that user ID here. Okay. Krishna underscore AO and give the password. So now go to NWBC. So after you go to NWBC, go to the working box, and in the working box you can go for the access management. So this is the request which you got here. Hello once, retry, no problem. So that's why I don't use the Internet Explorer that quickly. So it will take some time to update. So open this one. So these all are the details you have got. So if at all you want to give approval, just go for the submit option. Or else if you want to reject this one, go for other options and reject this one. This is the user ID, username, who is the requested. It is in the manager level. Submit this one after checking this one. Do you want to submit the request? Yes. So your action has been completed. Now, once again, open the request. So with this AO, we don't have any activities to perform. Just close this one. Now, go back to here and once again, open the request number 48. So now what it is saying is, so at the end of the path, what it is saying, the request has been closed. The meaning here is the user has been automatically created. Then where is the user ID and password means they are automatically created. Then how can I check whether whether the user ID is created or not means just simply go for the RFC connection which you have provided and go to that login with that system and go for SU01D. You should be able to get the user ID. So in SU01, whatever user ID you have created, you should get it there. So open the rule search. Why I have gone for rule search, sorry. Search request and go for the access request. So what it is saying, the it is finished and it is approved is the status you are getting. The meaning is the user has been successfully created. Okay, that's the thing. Now, once I will show the remaining options, then we will be going for MSMP. Now, here you can go for the other options like model user. So model user is a concept where I want to create a new user ID that is Yogesh 75 I want to create. So request for others. So what is the first name? That is Yogesh GRC I am providing or Yogesh ECC I am providing. The manager name. Whoever is your manager name, you should provide them. So, like someone like you can select any manager. So Krishna AO, I am selecting here Axis owner. After that, the email ID is also mandatory thing. So after providing all these things, just go for the next option. These are the mandatory fields. After providing mandatory fields, so once again give these things. So sometimes it happen. What you can do is after giving the value, just give a enter button if the system is not able to read the data and give the thing. After that, the manager name. If you get same error in your system also, after selecting the field, give the enter button. So these all are small glitches which we will be getting in many of the updates. Okay.
Okay.
yogesh@gmail.com and go for the next option. It will take. Now, who is your model user? That is from which user you want to copy the details. I want to copy them from Yogesh99 something we have created, right? So from this user ID, I want to take the details. So it was created in this system. Okay. So that's the details available. I think the role data, it is not unable to read it, but even the role data also you will be able to display here in which system he is have created and what are the roles he is having. Everything you are going to get. So here what happened is it is not a mandatory thing for us to exactly follow those things. If at all you want to make any changes, you can make it. So here you will be getting, right? So just go for the add option in this way. That's it. It will be added. And when you go to next, it will be coming here. If at all you want to change this one, you can make the changes. It's not a mandatory thing that I have copied this one. I cannot edit the rules or I cannot change the RFC. Even at this stage also, if I change my mind, I can just remove it. So this is just a copy of user. That's it. Nothing else. It's just a copy of a user ID we are doing here. So So one user ID and one role I will add. And again, what is going to happen? The same thing. It is going to raise a request number for us. So only thing that is going to differentiate between the access request and model user is in access request, everything is given manually. In the model user, you are going to copy the details from other user. That's the only thing. And third option we are having here is the copy request. Okay. So when I go for the copy request, so this is also same as the model user only. So when we go for the copy request, so just so instead of giving the user ID, now you are going to provide a request number in this place. Okay. So
Okay.
just go further. So sorry. So just give the request number, whatever is the request number, from which user ID you want to copy the request, you can just give that name. I am giving the request number 48. So what are the details? All the below details I want to copy and go for the next option. So automatically, what are the details you have given will be automatically copied. So you cannot repeat this one. So I am just changing the user ID to 98. Remaining things are exactly same. I don't want to make any changes. If I want to make any changes, I can just make it here as I have told this one. These are just the copy options. It does not mean that I have copied the request number or I have copied through the model user. I must use exactly same things means not necessary. It all depends on our requirement. We can customize 100%. We can do the customization here. Data is not right. Just again give enter button in every field. They will be reading. If the system will able to read it, no problem. In this way, just copy the request number and submit this request. Automatically, a request number will be raised. Again, the access owner is going to provide the request. That's it. And the last option for creating the user we are having is the template based user ID. So for this, firstly create a template. So whatever template you want, you can create it. So going for create option. So here give a name of the template, whatever template you want to give. Like I'm going to give it as Z underscore Yogesh something. F5 users. template for finance users. So what are the default things or whenever this template is selected, what are the things you want? So business process, it must be FI always. Finance must be selected automatically. Financial area, functional area, and what are the default things you require. So when I select this one, automatically this RFC must be selected. Do it. And in this way, when it comes to user details, the employee type, we have already given these things, like the permanent data, something we have created. All these things, if at all you require, and the manager name also we can provide. Krishna underscore AO. So select this one and whatever things again. So again, the email ID you won't get here because every individual having their own things. And give something like, so it must be everyone should be a dialogue user. I am selecting in this way. So save this template. So Z underscore Yogesh FI user. Now what happened is a FI user was about to join in your company. So instead of giving all the basic details all the time, what you can do is simply go for template based request. Here you can select the template, whatever template you want. So for the finance user, this is the template which we have created. Select this one, go for the next option and see all the some of the details have been automatically selected like service user, okay, these things. So request is not for us, for the others. Give some details like finance 77 I am giving, and give the first name and last name, finance test. And the manager name also not selected, but you can give it once again. You must get it, but it's okay. Select it once again and see. So email ID, you can give it test@gmail.com. In this way, after providing details, go for the next option. See here. Okay, go for the next option. Now, see, the RFC has been automatically added. Business process, finance area, everything have been automatically added here. You can just check everything, whatever details you have given previously, and go for the next option. I think it won't take. We should add the description. Finance user, and so comment is a mandatory thing. Finance user, okay. And at least add one role here. Without a role, you cannot proceed this one. Search for the roles or select any one of the roles. So it's okay. Someone has put this restriction. It's okay. So give the rule and go for the next option and submit this one. So where can you control these fields? Some are, so last time when we see some fields are mandatory, now they are not available and some other has come into picture. So where can I control these things? Means here itself. Just come to in, so in
What is
GRC access control. So what you're saying?
okay. User
Yeah.
provision?
In the user provision, you can come to the option called end user personalization here. Here, go for if you are using this is the default one. You can even create a new end user privileges, something like this. So Z underscore Yogesh something I have given, give some description. User privilegation, user privileges data, something, and go for the maintain the fields. So select this one and go for the maintain the fields. So account number, is it mandatory? Yes or no? In this way, you can just control all the things. Okay.
Okay.
So here you can control the fields of the access request. See, first name, last name, manager, email ID. What are mandatory things? They have not. They have given automatically. Okay. So as I have said, first name is not a defaultly mandatory thing. So you can just turn it down as no. Mostly last name, manager name, and the email ID. Here is the email ID. It will be somewhere above in the communication. It will be somewhere. So it's okay. You can once check these options. So or else if at all you don't find, come to the field ID. Here you can browse it. So what I request is the email ID. Here it is. That's requested action. First name. So here itself 010. Come to this position. Email ID. See, it is a mandatory thing which you cannot edit these things. These three are the mandatory fields. Remaining thing you can just personalize as per your requirement. So while creating the user ID, so for suppose I am giving account number as a mandatory. Okay. And department is also mandatory and save this one. Write the request number. So what is the EUP we have created? That's the
Mm.
001. Now going to create a new user ID here. So go to access request and here select the here select the new account request for others. I think not by default. This we have to unselect this one. We have to deselect the default one and refresh once. So come back. So this is selected. Just deactivate this one, activate this, and save the details. So now just refresh this one. And automatically, when you go to access request, whatever fields you have given them as mandatory, they will come. So user details. What are the other details we have given as mandatory? Account number. I don't remember. It's okay. So in this way, these fields are 100% customizable. No need to worry. Here I am showing one thing in your practice system. It will be something when you go to the real-time server, they will be different. So no need to worry. These are 100% customizable. Okay. And a part of those things, I will be sending you one document here that is regarding the parameter IDs. So save this document carefully. So it's a very important ID. So the configuration settings which you are having for every configuration, there will be a screenshot and explanation. For suppose so parameter ID 1021 considering organization rules for application it is saying. So risk analysis parameter IDs we are having. So this is the thing. So this is the setting you are having and how it is going to affect everything. So here you can see 1022 that is for risk analysis purpose. So every parameter ID and its explanation is given in a proper way. So when you go to real time, there is nothing like every parameter every day you going to do the customization means Not at all. Okay, parameter IDs are rarely we are going to do these customizations. Okay, so this parameter document I will be sending, and one more thing I would be sending you today is the MSMP document. This is very important one for you. So these all are the codes and their explanations. So if you get the error code as 0019, this is the meaning here. In this way, every code, this document will be sent. So generally, these documents will be available in SAP Learning Hub, which not everyone may not have access. So I download it for you. So in
Okay.
this way. So now coming to the MSMP. So what are the activities? So to which activities are very important and what exactly is the thing which we are going to do? Firstly, when you observe carefully in the access management workflow for access control. So here, so activation links we have seen, activation content we can do. So maintain we will do today. So we have seen yesterday like generating or defining the workflows. Here what we are doing, selecting one particular workflow and creating a rule ID we are doing here through the BRF place. Like who can give the approval list we are providing here. But we have not done any settings here. We have just created the content. How are they useful? And is the defining these MSMP rules, are we going to do every day or one or other day? Means not at all. So generally, the rule IDs are handled by generally a experienced candidates. Generally, a senior level or persons who is having at least like 4 to 5 years of experience in GRC. Not so to perform the MSMP, no one is going to consider your ECC experience. It's totally a different concept here. So then why should we know this? So if we are not about to do this activity, why should we know? Because this is so till creating it's okay, but there is one activity that you may get a chance to perform, that is maintain MSMP. Here also, I cannot guarantee you that you are going to perform these activities from day to day life. So, as we are having the risk analysis, the rule set concept which we have done previously, here also the same thing. Generally, the default things are used in the most of the time. But if the situation comes, how to edit these things and how are they going to affect, we should be knowing. So select the workflow for access request. So right now it is in the display position. Now go for the change option. So now going for the maintain rules. So here what happens is previously in this tab also mostly you won't be doing. So whatever rules we have created, the line by line rules only we will be creating. So note a point that only the line by line only things which are not involved the coding. So if there is any coding involved, so in MSMP, most of the activities are related to coding only. There are very few activities that we can execute through the logic. Only those things will be performed. So whatever rules are created or generated will be added here. The rule ID, rule kind, everything will be, whatever thing we have given, everything will be inserted here. So this is one of the activities which is performed. After that, maintaining agents, this is also generally will be using the default one only. These all are default data. See, observe here when you see the rules, there are many rules here. Just a second. So a part of the default one, there are also some of the, so these all are the some of the customized one. So this in the rules there may be, but agents 99.99% the default agents only they will be using. Okay, agent for approval, agent for role approval, agent for manager or notification in this way. One rule set you will be having. And next one is also templates. These all are just for approval templates. Who is going to give the approval? These things also no need to do any customizations. And here comes the one of the very important task in the access control. Sorry, not only access control, in the GRC MSMP. That is the maintaining the paths. That is who should give the approval for which activity. Right now, which activity we have selected access request approval workflow. So when a task has been raised to give approval, so who should be giving this approval? So by default, there is only one stage, that is the manager stage. But I don't want to use only one stage. I want to use multiple stages. How can I do this? Just go for the maintain stages. Go for the add option and stage sequence number 001 is already available. Go for 002. Go for configuration ID. So here you can find the some of the configuration IDs by so whatever things that are starting with GRAC are the things which you are going to get by default. Below one are the customizer things which are created. So right now it is only manager level, but I also want a second level of approval. So I am giving this one as a role owner approval. I am giving you some description. Something like role owner approval I am giving. Here when I go, so here you can see something like, so when I go here, go for the save option first. So who is the agent ID? Just go and browse here. So just a second. Directly. So the agent ID is directly selected the default one. If you are having any customized one, you can do it. So right now, just select this one only. So GRAC role owner. After selecting this one, select the approval type. Anyone can approval or all the users who are having access for approval can do this one. After this one, task setting. This is the major one. So whenever you raise a request and open the owner ID, you cannot find out. So mainly Yogesh, for you only, you will only find this out. You cannot find the approve and the reject symbol. So at that time, what you have to do is come to the stage where whatever it's a stage one or stage two. Okay, come here and come to the modify settings, and mostly you will be not having these options selected. Just select this one. If you are selecting, then only you will be getting. And EUP ID also you should be selecting end user one. That is the 319 default one, and save this one. And after making any changes, go for the generated version. First thing you have to do is save the things. If at all you want to transport, you can do this one. You want to create a new transportation request or want to use the existing request number. These all are the existing request numbers. Or else you don't want to transport these three things, just leave this one. Okay, and after saving this one, make sure that you hit the activate symbol. Now what we can do is just to see how this is going to affect our execution, just refresh the NWBC, go for the access request option. So in the access request, create a new account, others. So give some user ID, test 6635, something I am giving, and give some description, user access. Now, just create some, select a system, and there is no restriction. Whatever MSMP setting you have done, it will be same for every system. Whatever configuration you are doing from this GRC system, the settings will be executed for every RFC connection. There is no separate MSMP setting for each RFC. It will be same for everyone. Select the thing, uh, select it below. So give a comment. It's a mandatory thing. So I forgot to remove all these things. It's okay. After that, go for the user details. Give the details. So first name we have removed. Only last name is available. Give those things and give the manager name. So manager name we have given.
Telephone.
Okay. So why this thing has come? I think I accidentally pressed all the things. Okay, I forgot to again redo the thing. That's the reason. So the customized one which we have done, I have forgot to remove it one. That's the reason. Yeah, it's okay. Anything is fine. So even the account number also. So just submit. If there are any mandatory things, we will get it. Okay. It is going to again ask proper format if they are not matching. Okay, submit the request form now. When I submit the request form, the request number 49 has been raised automatically. Now let us see. Go for the search request here. So when I search this request number, firstly, in this workflow, who is going to give the approval? That is Krishna AO should be giving the approval. So log in with this user ID and give the approvals. Krishna AO. So going for NWBC and giving the approval here. So access management, just open this request number and give the approval. Yeah, so just submit the request number. So, so your request has been submitted. Now go back to the search request. Once again, just refresh the data here and coming to the search request and see. See the so previously the request has been closed. Now what is going to happen in here? The okay,
So,
so there is okay. So it must be forwarded to the role owner stage, but there is some errors in this agent stage, no problem. So in this, someone has edited all the default data, it's okay. So the role owner stage, it has been followed, it has been forwarded. Now what happened? The second level approval stage, it has been moved. whoever are having access to access as a role or particularly. So here again two things. Firstly, when I go to MSMP workflow, just a second, multiple times these things won't open. Go for SPRO, reference IMG, GRC, access control, and go for workflow for user provisioning, and go for the maintain MSMP workflow. So here, one important thing you have to note here is, firstly, where is the details locker? Not here. Yeah, it's okay. Even it's locked. Display is fine. So here in the maintain the rules, you are going to upload the rules. So if you are using the default rules, then what happen? Whoever is having access for the role owner, they can give the approval. Or else if you are having a particularly one targeted role owner, they can. So while creating the rule ID, whoever user ID we have created, only that person can give the approval. Okay. So this is how it is going to affect. So right. So the same thing while going for the paths. Here in the paths, you should be giving the agent ID. If you are giving the default agent ID, whoever is having access for or having access means nothing but the role. The role owner role we have given for some user IDs, right? Whoever user ID is having access for role ID, they can get it. Or else particularly if you are giving a particular agent ID which you have particularly created, and that user only can give the approvals here. Okay, this is how these stages work. In this way you can give as many stages as you require. Two level stages, three level stages, four level stages you can provide here. There will be no restrictions. Okay, and just right, just a second.
This conference will now be recorded.
So when it comes to, so did you get anywhere this type of question? What are the important param?
No, no.
Yeah,
Simply
because
asking.
I have not heard this type of question from anyone. What are the important parameter IDs? I have not got this type of question anywhere. That's why I'm asking. So is anyone asking even these type of questions? That's what I'm curious about. Yeah. Yes. So these are not like important parameter IDs, but these are the commonly used parameter IDs. Okay. So yeah, it's okay. Where it is open. Somewhere it was open. It's okay. So 10. Yeah. So when it comes to the risk analysis, so I forgot the thing numbers. Yeah, yeah. I think it's better to set here. So So this is the one which we'll be using most of the time. Default rule set for the risk analysis 1025. So by default, we should be selected. Okay. And coming to the other one, 10. 46 or 47. I forgot that one. Okay. Yeah, and coming to firefighter ID, I can say this is very important parameter ID for EAM execution. What is the firefighter ID that is going to convert the user ID, a normal user ID into a firefighter ID? This is the one. 4010 is very important parameter ID for you. And when it comes to user approvals, okay, it's okay then. I don't exactly remember. What I will do is I will just give you a note point like at least 10 to 15 parameters which are commonly used. Those are not like important. Those are used in regular basis. Okay, I will with these documents I will send those things also. Okay,
Okay, sir.
so I send the security documents ADM 900, 940, 950.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then I will be sending you GRC 100, GRC 300, and the remaining two documents. A part of that, if anything required, once I have to review the documents which I have sent previously, and I will send everything by tomorrow. Okay.
Okay,
Is there
okay, sir.
any videos you need to get from my side? Are there anything left?
No, sir.
Okay, then right. Okay, Yogesh, all the best. We'll be meeting soon. Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.